Welcome back, everyone. I'm the UFC Genie. Thank you for 100 subscribers, guys. We're back. This is a slight change up in content today. Instead of doing my full card picks, which I will try to get done tonight, I'm going to be telling you the story about how Conor McGregor broke my heart. I don't know why I'm so high up on him still, or was high up on him. Not anymore. Earlier in this year, I was very high up on Conor still. Pause. I really thought he was going to be fighting Chandler. My heart got crushed. My entire soul and being got crushed because of his pinky toe. So this video, I'll just be running through a couple things, a couple of his hijinks and everything that's really broken me down, got him off of his stench a lot. I don't think I might not be a Conor fan anymore, guys. I don't know. It's a really tough one. So yeah, that's just what today's video is going to be about. So let's hop right into it. At the start of this year, guys, you obviously know Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler. This fight was supposed to happen June 29th. It was going to be the biggest fight of the year. Dana White, he announced this off of a fucking post-it note. So that should have been the first red flag to me, to be honest. Was this when he got handed a post-it note at a post-fight presser and he goes, "Oh, yeah, Conor Chandler, guys, June 29th, yeah." He sounded super impressed and super excited for that fight. So I should have taken it right from Dana White at that time that the fight probably wasn't going to happen. He didn't seem too excited about it, about McGregor's being back in the mix, his name being brought up again. He didn't seem too excited about it, and that turned out to be true. You know, that turned out to be a good that turned out to be a good, valid explanation of events. Dana White was not pleased with McGregor coming back because McGregor ended up being a fucking shit show for that full event. You know, he pulled it out of the press conference at the start of June, and then Ariel Helwani got the break on the news, telling everyone that Conor McGregor was out. So I went hard on this one, guys. I was on my fucking TikTok posting videos about how Ariel Helwani is a worm, doesn't know what he's talking about. I was going hard. I thought he just wanted a headline. He just wanted back in the news. So he was trying to break this news first. I told you guys this fight would be happening June 29th. Signed in blood. You know, I really thought this fight was going to happen. I was making fucking daily impersonation videos on my Twitter in the lead up to this fight, guys. That's how much I thought this fight was going to happen. Obviously it didn't. So what happened instead was Conor, who had been outspoken in the past about not pulling out due to injuries. You know, RDA pulled out due to a broken foot, I believe. He was really outspoken about that, about how he thought RDA was a little pussy. So him pulling out due to a broken or a stubbed toe or whatever it was, pretty bad look, to be honest. And yeah, that was a pretty bad sign there. But then he started getting his hands involved in Bkfc instead of training and getting obviously healing up his injury and then training. But instead of being focused on the UFC return, he goes and he's all focused on Bkfc, all this shit. You know, he gets in the ring with Mike Perry. That's what he does. And he holds a belt with him, and they're trying to almost sell their own fight. And Conor McGregor ends up buying shares of Bkfc, and then he owns it. And then Mike Perry gets fucking knocked out by Jake Paul, and he fires him from the company. I don't like Conor McGregor being involved in Bkfc, guys. This really sours my thought that he ever was going to return to the UFC. Just him being involved with Bkfc is enough for me to go, oh, well, he's probably not coming back to the UFC because he's already got this business venture that he's pretty all in on, you know. He's going to all these events. He's hyping it up. Oh, listen here. We're in Barbados, Spain. Arturo. We're in Barbados, Spain for Bkfc. You know, it's like, you take it with a grain of salt if he's talking about his UFC return when he's also talking about fucking wanting a fight on Bkfc. You know, that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't really make sense to me. And he's at the press conference, obviously, like fucking tweaking, like, yeah. Like, he's just fucking nuts nowadays, man. He's just like, you never know if he's on coke or not, or like what's going on in this guy behind his eyes. He's got these massive sunglasses, so you can't even see his eyes. But when he took off his glasses on the fucking on that betting stream of his, you know, bro looked dialed. Bro looked fucking dialed, like he had been off an 8-ball that entire weekend. So I don't know. It's a bad sign. It's a bad sign. And then he's out at the after party of Bkfc fucking making his wife go in the headlines because he grabbed one of the Bkfc champions, one of their hair, and tried to fucking dance on her from behind or some shit. D was right beside him, his wife, like, come on, this is a bad look for you. This is a bad look for you. That's besides the point, though, but everything he does nowadays just makes himself look worse and worse and worse. How am I supposed to be a fan of this guy? He's making a fool of himself at the after party, grabbing people's hair, his wife, like, swatting his hand away. He's making a fool of himself on the betting stream, you know, like... It made for some funny moments. It obviously made for some funny moments where he's like, yeah, stand your ground, yeah, stand your ground, yeah. Oh, how would I do against Ilya Arturo? Yeah, pa. Like, it's funny moments. But that's all it is moments, you know. This is how he has to stay relevant at this point in his career, is just saying UFC fighters' names. That's the only way he can stay relevant, because if not, he's just going to be dwindling away in Bkfc, because nobody gives a fuck about Bkfc. I don't give a fuck about Bkfc. Like, they have fun fights every once in a while, but like, I'm not tuning in into every fucking card they have. That's not what I'm doing. If they have Eddie Alvarez or like Luke Rockhold show up on a card, or Mike Perry, maybe I'll tune in. But every other show, I don't know about that. I don't think it's like Power Slap, you know? It's like Power Slap. I'll watch the crazy Hawaiian, the dumpling Power Slap fight coming up, because that's like just two hunks of meat fucking running at each other and seeing who gets knocked out. But I'm not tuning into every Power Slap card. That's my point. I'll watch a Mike Perry fight, but I'm not tuning in to watch random crackhead number 2 that needs a paycheck swing his life away in the ring. I don't want to go watch that on a Friday night, even though some people might have that, they might enjoy that for their own viewing pleasure, but I wouldn't go watch a crackhead swing in the ring with a trained fighter, you know, because that's what these Bkfc matchups are. They're druggies that fucking, maybe not go that far, but they're fucking addicts, man. I swear to God, they're on painkillers or something. Half of these guys, they don't look fucking crisp in the ring. They just have grit and heart, and they just are able to walk forward and swing hooks. You know, I don't want to see him in Bkfc. I want to see Conor return to the octagon. I want to see him fight fucking Chandler. Like he said, like they had a whole tough season about. Are we forgetting about the Ultimate Fighter? I want to see him in the UFC. I don't want to see him doing fucking betting streams where he's obviously coked out of his mind promoting his new fucking alcohol. All this promotion, it just means another year before he fights again. Because he has another business venture. Because he's now in the Bkfc, lining his pockets there. He now has the Forged Irish Stout, which is another alcohol, because Proper 12 is collecting dust on the fucking shelves. If you've ever seen it in the store, it's always got dust on it. So now he's got a new alcohol. This is just what he's going to do now, guys. He's not a fighter anymore. He's a businessman, entertainer, entrepreneur, if you want to call it, whatever the fuck. He's not a fighter anymore. And that's the biggest problem. Because I like Conor as the fighter. I don't like Conor as the fucking... Listen, this fucking Forged Irish Stout, yeah, crack it, it tastes good. I don't like him as this fucking alcoholic, drugged out of his mind, fucking... eccentric guy. I want Conor at the press conference fucking bitching out Chandler. Like, I don't want him tweaking out of his mind, pulling a random lady's hair beside his wife. McGregor's broken my heart, man. I just wanted to see him fight June 29th. That's all I wanted to see him. I just wanted to see him knock out Chandler, guys. That's all I wanted, was him to knock out Chandler. Is that too much to ask? Anyways, that's pretty much all I needed to talk about. I'm probably rambling at this point, but if you like this video, let me know your thoughts. Like this video, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Conor McGregor's never fighting in the UFC again, and he broke my heart. And that's it.